Here's something nobody tells you before you start an LLC in Texas. The filing fee is $300, and there's one small mistake that makes people pay it twice. Not because Texas is greedy, because they filed the wrong way, got rejected, and had to start over. I'll show you exactly how to avoid that because it's the kind of thing that's invisible until it's already cost you. But the good news up front, forming an LLC in Texas is genuinely one of the easiest states to do this in. No state income tax, a business-friendly setup, and a process that if you do it in the right order takes about 20 minutes. So let me walk you through the whole thing step by step, the way I do it if I were sitting next to you. First, your name. In Texas, your business name has to be unique. It can't match another company already registered with the state, and it has to include something that signals it's an LLC. So LLC or limited liability company at the end. Austin Coffee Co. doesn't cut it. Austin Coffee Co. LLC does. Before you fall in love with a name, check if it's actually available. The Texas Secretary of State runs a search tool called SOS Direct. You can search the business name database there and see if anything's already taken. Do this first. I've watched people design a whole logo around a name that was gone before they started. And one more thing while you're here, check if the domain and the social handles are free too. Legal availability and internet availability are two different fights, and you want to win both before you commit. Next, your registered agent. Texas requires every LLC to have one. This is just a person or company with a physical street address in Texas who agrees to receive legal mail for your business. If your company ever gets sued or served, this is where those papers go. You can be your own registered agent. It's free, but here's the catch. Your name and street address become public records sitting on the state website for anyone to look up. If you're running a business out of your apartment, that means your home address is now public, and you have to be physically available during normal business hours to accept mail, which is rough if you have a day job or you travel. That's why most people use a registered agent service instead. It keeps your home address off the public record and makes sure you never miss something important. Hold that thought because I'm going to show you a way to get this handled automatically in a minute. Now, the main event. To officially create your LLC in Texas, you file a document called the Certificate of Formation. In a lot of other states, this is called the Articles of Organization, so if you've seen that term, same thing, different name. In Texas, it's Form 205. You file it with the Texas Secretary of State, and the fee is $300. This is the big one. This is the filing that makes your business real. Now remember that mistake I promised you at the top, the one that cost people $300 twice? Here it is. When you file online through SOS Direct, the system is clunky and people routinely enter their info wrong, mismatch the registered agent details, or list a name that's too close to an existing one. The state rejects the filing, and depending on how you paid and how you refile, people end up eating that fee or resubmitting under pressure. The fix is simple. Double check your name against the database. Make sure your registered agent information matches exactly, and review every field before you hit submit. Slow down on this one screen and you'll never think about it again. Once you file, approval takes a few business days if you go online, sometimes a bit longer if it's busy. When it's approved, the state sends you back a stamped copy. That's your proof your LLC exists. Once you're approved, two quick things. Get your EIN. That's your federal tax ID, basically a social security number for your business. You need it to open a business bank account, hire anyone, and file taxes. You get it straight from the IRS website, and it is completely free. It takes about 5 minutes. If any services try to charge you a big fee for just an EIN, that's a hard no. You can do it yourself in the time it takes to make coffee. Second, write an operating agreement. Texas doesn't legally require one, but do it anyway. This is the document that lays out who owns what, how decisions get made, and what happens if someone wants out. Even if you're a single-member LLC and it feels silly writing an agreement with yourself, it matters. It's what proves your business is actually separate from you, which is the whole point of having an LLC in the first place. Banks ask for it too. Here's the Texas part people mess up after they're already formed. The franchise tax. Now, don't panic because this is actually good news for most of you. Texas has no state income tax, and the franchise tax only kicks in as an actual payment once your business makes more than $2.47 million a year. Below that, you owe zero. But, and this is the part that bites people, you still have to file. Every Texas LLC has to submit a report to the Texas Comptroller by May 15th each year, even if you owe nothing. Miss it and your LLC can fall out of good standing and rack up penalties. So put May 15th on your calendar right now. Filing takes a few minutes online through the Comptroller's web file system. $0 owed, but you have to click the buttons. So that's the whole process, and honestly, it's very doable yourself, but it is a lot of tabs, a lot of forms, and a few places where one wrong field cost you real money. Quick shout out to Tailor Brands. They're one of the best services out there for forming your LLC online. Super simple, very affordable, and they guide you through every step. Link is in the description below. If you don't want to deal with all this yourself, I highly recommend Tailor Brands. They make it super easy and save you a ton of hassle. Let me walk you through it. It only takes a few minutes. Click the exclusive discount link for Tailor Brands below. On the site, you click Form an LLC and select your state. Then you enter your business name, and Tailor Brands automatically checks if it's available, so that name problem I mentioned is handled for you. Next, you choose your package, and I'd recommend at least the standard plan since it includes your registered agent for the first year, which you legally need. From there, you fill in your personal details and your business information, review your order, and check out. Tailor Brands submits everything to the state on your behalf and sends you updates by email as your LLC is processed. Once it's approved, you can download your formation documents right from your dashboard. And from there, they also help you get your EIN, open a business bank account, and build out your brand. It really is that simple. If you want to get your LLC done today without the headache, the link is in the description. Tailor Brands takes care of the rest. So let's lock it in. Name your LLC, check it against the SOS Direct database, line up a registered agent so your home address stays private, file your certificate of formation, Form 205 for $300, and slow down on that screen so you don't pay it twice. Grab your free EIN from the IRS, write your operating agreement, and mark May 15th for your franchise report even when you owe nothing. Do those 6 things and you've got a real legit Texas business. If this made the whole thing feel less scary, do me a favor and hit like, because it genuinely helps more first-timers find it. Subscribe if you want the next steps because I've got videos coming on business bank accounts and writing off your startup cost. And tell me in the comments what you're starting, or if you're in another state, drop it below and I'll point you to the right guide. See you in the next one.